And when they can't control something, they try to box it out to the streets.
It's all marketing. It's all programming.
Yeah, but you got to tell the hood that. The hood don't know that.
Right. They don't know that they're being marketed to.
When you not on that machine no more,
yeah,
and your shit is regular now, they think it's like, oh, your shit not hot no more. No, it's not getting paid for it no more. That's what it means.
Butter.
When I think about Bobby Shmurda, I think about a rapper who had unrealistic expectations put on him. When Bobby is brought up, people are quick to mention that he fell off, but I feel as though if you only lead with that opinion, you're sort of dehumanizing his situation. When you think about it, before his 7-year bid in prison, Bobby only had, less than a year as an artist in rap?
5 months. I had like 5 months. You had 5 months of success. They came and got us extra early.
His time in prison raised his hype to an all-time high. And don't get me wrong, he dropped a bunch of misses since getting out, but I was always confused why people expected Bobby to come home and have a musical run like he was Tupac. Even though Bobby had success, he was still raw. You could tell he didn't fully polish his sound yet. He came out and switched it up, but you could tell people expected some crazy first day out or for him to hop on New York drill.
I didn't stay for clout to be like, I don't need no clout. I know the trouble. I know the back end of it. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't just the fans, even his label expected it. Epic Records didn't even want to bail him out when he was initially arrested, but didn't want to drop him from the label because his buzz while being in prison only grew. Once people in the label realized he wasn't living up to whatever expectations that was set, everybody left.
This is new CD, Shmurda she wrote, here with the song Hot Boy, Bobby Shmurda.
Now remember how I said how raw of a rapper Bobby was? In the early 2010s, Chester, Pennsylvania producer Jahill Beats used to release mixtapes with a bunch of his instrumentals that were original or some were beats that he had already gave to other rappers. At the end of 2012, he released a mixtape titled Crack Music 6, and the 8th track on that mixtape was titled Jackpot, which was the instrumental for a Lloyd Banks song that he also produced.
And I'm just fucking these hoes like I'm crushing these shows.
Bobby Shmurda, who never had any plans to be a rapper, went to a small studio in Brownsville and recorded over that Jackpot instrumental.
What made you pick that beat? Because it was Lloyd Banks shit, right? Oh, it was Lloyd Banks. I didn't know it was Lloyd Banks shit. I just found it. You found it on YouTube. Jalil beat. Word. Yeah. I found it on YouTube.
Yeah, it was Banks' beat, but he never bought the record, so he kind of like put it on the back burner.
I was happy for Bobby Shmurda because at the end of the day, he got a chance to feed his family and stuff like that.
That of course became Hot Nigga. That was recorded in 2013 and garnered buzz in his neighborhood, but wouldn't take off until Bobby and his team GS9 shot the video for the record in March of 2014. Even getting Bobby to shoot the video was a chore for his friends. Bobby, who was still in the streets by this point, didn't see the potential in making music.
But I just didn't care about certain shit. Like you couldn't. I was a person on the block. You come and tell me about something, I'm gonna look at you like you crazy. Like get the fuck out of here. The fuck is nigga talking about? You know what I mean? But they kept me on it. They was on it. Like, yo, we ain't hearing nothing. I'll buy you the outfit. I'll buy this and that. I'm like, y'all annoying, bro. Come on, let's go. You know what I'm saying? And the shit just went crazy after, bro.
Yeah. The same day he released the video for Hot Nigga, the video got 2,000 views in his first day. This is what sparked Bobby to start taking music seriously. Seeing other people in his neighborhood who did take rap serious and not get those numbers, he knew he had something. And he was right, because Hot Nigga is almost at 1 billion views today.
Same day. That's why I say, yo, I gotta get out the streets.
By the time Hot Nigga became a viral moment, Bobby felt like with rap, he found a lane that he could make money legit outside the streets, but he was still paranoid about his life previous to rap catching up to him.
Bobby Shmurda came, I was running from my life already. You know what I'm saying? So when that
get away
came,
from that life.
Oh yeah, when it came, I grabbed it. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? So it was just extra more like, oh God, but at the same time, I remember I was so paranoid everywhere I went because I see police following me everywhere.
And now you somebody and they know you.
This and that. No, they know these motherfuckers is the same police that been locking me up since I was 12. Going
And Chewy and some hot nigga.
Before being called Bobby Shmurda, he was going by Chewy, coming up in Brooklyn, New York. Y'all ever have a friend growing up who was just bad as hell? That was Bobby. Getting kicked out of schools and run-ins with the police as early as 12 years old, he had quite the reputation in his neighborhood before rapping. Having a father who was sentenced to life in prison when Bobby was only 2 months old, he grew up in a single-parent home with him and his brother and adapted to his environment. Bobby stood out for the same reasons he stood out as an artist, where his high energy. That high energy led to him being outside and indulging in different things.
My name Chewy. Always been like an active kid. Right. Kid from the street, like the whole hood know me, you know what I'm saying? So I had ADD. I was off the chain since I was a baby. Like they always try to put me on medication. So
I kind of had that name. He's fun. If you know him, he's cool. If you don't know him, that nigga be shooting everybody. Don't say nothing to them. So.
His teen years were filled with juvenile stints, and he has been open about only being in middle school and high school just a few times. Bobby and his crew GS9 were known in Brooklyn by the neighborhood, but also NYPD, being investigated since 2010, 4 years before the start of his career. 2013, after being in a juvenile facility, that's when he started to explore different options to get out of the streets.
Right.
I was in an investigation since 2010. So
You was already.
So you knew.
Yeah, it was deep already.
The name Bobby Shmurda came from him being so known for all the wrong things as Chewy. He wanted to choose the most civilian name possible to shed his past.
Bobby sound like I don't want to sound like it sound like a white boy name.
Yeah, Bob. Yeah, Bob.
Just tell Bobby. Tell me Bobby. How did you pick Bobby? Because Chewy said wild ghetto, buddy.
All this is why I'm not surprised that he got out of prison and didn't want to make street music. He been looking for a way out since the beginning.
That's what I said. No, we gotta stop, bro. I said, yo, I want to be a rapper now, y'all.
I'm gonna let them know where I came from. The first EP and the album, gonna let them know where I came from. You know, second album was looking forward to showing them you can change. That you don't gotta be that no more. Like you could be yourself. Cause a lot of people got a problem with being themselves. Like they don't feel comfortable in their own skin.
As his buzz grew, labels were taking notice. Shy Money XL, who was the former president of G-Unit Records, was the head of A&R at Epic Records.
Yo, Bobby, when I met him, bro, they all came in the studio.
Yeah.
Just felt like home to me, bro.
They remind you of Fifth?
Remind me of the unit, the whole crew.
Wanting to get Bobby before another label did, Shy Money set up a meeting with him, Bobby, and the CEO at the time, L.A. Reid. This meeting is how we got this infamous clip. I ain't gonna lie, this video always bothered me. Minus what looked like shucking and jiving. I just wish Bobby had somebody who told him, don't do that, because your song already blowing up way before Epic was even in the picture. They needed him more than he needed a label at that point. If anything, they should have been dancing for him. At the same time, I understand being that young and trying to get the bag, especially coming from poverty.
You know, you gotta keep everything professional. I think when I was dancing that time, I was really running from the streets. I was so blinded, I was running from the streets. And honestly, when I was 19, bro, I didn't give a fuck about the industry. Like,
Bobby eventually signed to Epic Records for a 7-figure deal. 2 weeks later, his childhood friend and GS9 member, Roddy Rebel, was signed with Epic as well. Who had a song bubbling with Computers that was originally on the GS9 mixtape that was released earlier that summer. Computers would really start to take off once the video came out. Bobby went viral again for his dancing and verse on the song.
Hey, think that I'm Tom Cruise?
Bobby was now officially a millionaire at only 20. Just a year before, he was fresh from a juvenile stint, and now he turned the situation completely around. So he thought. We were seeing Bobby everywhere at this point, but behind the scenes, his past was still haunting him. Publicly, we would see a young dude enjoying his newfound success.
Nobody wants to be alone when you hear from the word to the sun. Baby, you got it back. One more, hold on.
In reality, though, he was still running from his past.
It's your boy Bobby. Y'all niggas gotta chill with that gang shit on my shit, man. Y'all niggas making me lose money, man. A lot of people ain't gonna take me because it's gang related, man. Y'all niggas know time is. I see y'all. I hold it down, cuz. Hold it down.
GS9 were with him before he blew up, and he kept them around as he was going up, but NYPD was still following their moves. For example, when Bobby taped his performance for the Jimmy Kimmel show in Manhattan, he seen cops there that he knew from Brooklyn. He was being advised to have GS9 back off from him for a while, because the heat they had with the law would kill his career before it even started.
Yo, come move to Cali with me. I moved to Cali. Said, come move to California.
You trying to get Bobby to move?
Yo, get out of here, bro.
Bobby didn't listen, feeling like his neighborhood inspired the music, and the music is what attracted the industry to him in the first place.
Yo, whoever got a contract with me, if you got a contract for Bobby Shmurda and you don't have my signature on that paper, sue the shit out of them. I don't give a fuck. Sue them niggas. I ain't getting no money for it. I ain't doing no more shows. Straight. Give a fuck about none of that shit.
Recognizing that this new situation got him out the streets, he didn't fully commit to moving in that way.
See, word of my mommy, the wrong thing. Let me tell you something about y'all niggas. Y'all niggas don't know me. See, word of my mother, what right now, like, nigga, I done dishing $30. Nigga, owe me $30, nigga. Word of my nigga.
Hot Nigga beat that number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100. His stock kept rising, and honestly, he delivered. He probably dropped the top 5 snippet of all time when he teased his first single with Epic Records, Bobby Bitch.
No sorries, bitch. No sorries, bitch. Shoot that nigga in the shorty, bitch.
Bobby Bitch was included on his first industry project, Shmurda, She Wrote.
It's your boy Bobby Shmurda. It's your boy Roddy Rebel, man. Now I want to thank everybody for getting that Shmurda, She Wrote.
Make sure you get that motherfucker. We're gonna Roddy over AP.
Coming soon. GS9.
Congratulations, come soon. Pow, pow.
As his career kept going up, that's when NYPD decided to strike. On December 17th, 2014, Bobby and Rowdy Rebel and 13 other GS9 members were arrested and charged with gang racketeering.
Bobby Shmurda and several of his associates were arrested yesterday, stemming from what the New York Police Department says was a long-term investigation that uncovered violence and narcotics trafficking.
And they had Bobby Shmurda's phone wiretapped since 2013. There's even a point where Bobby Shmurda is talking to one of his other guys and he's telling him, he's like, yo man, I think I'm done selling fucking crack or whatever he was selling.
Never seen nothing like that, bro. We looked outside, it was a bus. Straight up bus full of police coming inside.
I was outside the studio in the car. Caught a couple guns, a lot of guns. Shit like that.
Bobby was hit with a $2 million bail, and they didn't want 20%, 50%. They wanted the whole $2 million. He started looking towards his label, Epic Records, to help him pay the bond off, but the label refused to do so.
Yeah, we have the 10%. We have more than the 10%. It's not the 10%. It's the collateral. They want $2 million collateral.
$2 million collateral. Has Sony Music or L.A. Reid, Epic Records, been in contact with you?
I ain't get in contact with them in a long time.
Epic, on the other hand, took a more corporate approach to the situation. Looking at it on paper, Bobby was on the rise, but they felt like despite the success he garnered, they didn't see the value in bailing him out.
And I think it's unfortunate what has taken place. But when I heard him, I believed him. That's what sold me. It felt soulful. It didn't feel like someone was play acting, and it felt really believable. And I guess it was.
Right.
You know?
How did you respond? Like, how did you feel about the criticism that people, gave you about Epic and L.A. Reid isn't bailing them out? Like, how did that make you feel?
Well, it made me feel like, people don't know anything about my business, right? That's really not their business. Right. That's the truth about it, right? We're not elected officials here, and we're not at liberty to disclose how we do business. It's fair practice, I can tell you that, right? But it's not the industry that it once was. Right. We seriously don't make the money we used to make. That's a fact of life, right? So this isn't, Bobby Shmurda is not the same as Snoop Dogg and Murder Was the Case, who was coming off the Chronic, and his first album. It's a different era, so we're a publicly held corporation. We just aren't in the same position we were in back in those days, so it's a different day.
Shy Money, who brought Bobby to Epic Records, wanted to bail him out, but was shut down and eventually lost his job. They figured he should have known that Bobby was a liability due to his involvement in the streets.
And I took an L for him going to jail.
What L did you take?
I got fired behind that.
Really?
Yeah. Because I'm not a social worker. I ain't supposed to know I ain't asking niggas little fucking. You got priors?
From a business perspective, I understand why they didn't bail Bobby out, because when you invest in an artist, that's from your budget. And technically, that artist is in debt to you the moment they cash that check. Plus, you don't want your company appearing like you're supporting street activity. I'm thinking though, if you sign an artist for their presence in the streets or their image of the streets, up front, it'd be best to tell them that if things ever hit the fan, we will not be involved in anything you got going personally. Of course, labels don't say that because they want to sign the artist. So on the other hand, you got Bobby, who saw the music business as a lifeline to escape, not understanding that whatever company you're associated with will always choose the business first.
That's why I signed the deal. I was trying to get out the streets. And them niggas still sent me to jail, and the deal ain't even working. Them niggas ain't come get me, niggas.
By 2016, GS9 was starting to get sentenced, with some guys receiving 117 years, 98 years, and 53 years. Rowdy Rebel was offered a plea of 12 years. Bobby was offered 5 years with the caveat that if he took more time, Rowdy would receive less time. Bobby took more time, totaling up to 7 years, lowering Rowdy's time to 7 years as well.
Rapper Bobby Shmurda pleaded guilty to conspiracy charges Friday and will be heading behind bars for 7 years.
They offered a little more time, say they gonna cut the time off his shit. And that was it. Ain't nothing else to talk about.
I want all my friends' name to be Bobby Shmurda.
Everybody.
Every one of them.
That's crazy.
That's one of the realest young niggas ever.
Yeah,
you name one person to do that. You name one person to do that.
I don't
Them
see
niggas couldn't sit. They couldn't sit for 5 months.
You think they would have did a 7-ball?
The Free Bobby Shmurda campaign was in full effect with different artists showing their support. Meanwhile, in prison, Bobby was feeling defeated. He kinda had a love-hate feeling towards 2014, due to it being the year he found success, but also being the year everything crashed down. Fan mail and the support he received made him start looking at everything different, looking at it as a setup to keep the momentum going once he was released.
The shit that I learned there. So I learned that everything happens for a reason. Every time you're in a situation, you gotta look for the pros out of it. Cause there's always a diamond in there. I was outside with everybody else, I wouldn't know shit.
It allowed you to get to learn, know yourself and all that.
I've been in the mix like everybody else. Getting down to sit down, time to think.
After 6.5 years, Bobby was officially released from prison in February of 2021.
I'll be back. Fuck 6ix9ine. Real shit. The king of New York. Let me hear it.
Most of the hip-hop community celebrated Bobby upon his release, and what followed his release was a lot of silence.
He says, I ain't been in charge of my music since I was 19 years old, and I just turned 27, and honestly, I don't know when shit is dropping, so don't ask me shit. Go ask them motherfuckers since they want to control everything.
Bobby came home in February and didn't release his first song until September. Once he released No Time for Sleep, a shift in public perception started to happen. I believe Bobby fans built this expectation of what the record should have sounded like, and his brand was stuck on what he built in 2014 because he'd been locked up since 2014. But personally, as a man, you can see he grew past that year and wanted to take a different direction.
I didn't want to go. I want to go years without being locked up, without having trouble, without having to put my hands on the nigga, without having somebody dictating me all my life.
Outside of that, he became entrenched in industry politics. Wanting to take a different direction is cool until it affects the bottom line. Being a signed artist is like any job. If we hire you to answer the phones, you answer the phones. If we sign you to be a gangster rapper, guess what? You be a gangster rapper.
You know, the label gonna portray it as the gangster side of you. Right. You know what I'm saying? I need people to see me.
Upon his release, he signed a management deal with Roc Nation. The issue was that he was still signed to Epic Records from way back in 2014. Epic went through many changes. Shy Money, who championed for Bobby, was fired, and L.A. Reid was no longer the head of the company. Epic knew Bobby was unhappy on the label, and that deal with Roc Nation was a red flag due to him being managed by the competition. Also, Roc Nation is known to poach artists. Think Megan Thee Stallion, think Uzi when he was having label issues.
I got smarter. When I got smarter and I started taking ownership and knowing my own shit, of course people gonna get mad and say, who the fuck you think you is? You ain't Caesar ain't supposed to talk. Yeah. Monkey ain't supposed to talk. Nigga, who the fuck you supposed to? Why you talking? You know what I'm saying? Why are you smart? Why are you this and that? Why are you asking for equity? Why are you asking for this and that? Why are you asking what's DSPs? Why are you asking why is my shit not on placement?
After realizing he wasn't gonna stay on the label, you can clearly see their goal after that was to tank his stock. So when he hit the free market as an independent artist, they're not taking the loss.
I can't talk about Epic too much. I get I get sued. So I'm gonna say, anytime you leave a divorce, right? And you know, shorty, before she kick you out, she gonna try to kick everything out. You know what I'm saying? Before you leave, they gonna try to kick everything on the way out, right?
Yeah, No Time for Sleep wasn't a good song at all. But with no label backing, it made the release seem even more unimpressive, which starts a snowball effect. Each song after another does less numbers than the one before it. He wasn't in control of his social media accounts then, and couldn't choose when he dropped. The label had to schedule it.
Because when I came home, my label didn't help me with shit at all. And I did everything myself. Since I've been home, I've done everything myself. Me and my team, my own made team. Own road managers, own PRs, own creative directors, own cameraman, own engineers, own all that shit. My own team, own lawyer. I was doing own booking agent. I was booking shit myself.
Narratives start to get louder about him falling off. It's crazy. His dancing even started to get criticized, even though a dance is what made him go viral in the first place.
In 2014, I was doing the same shit, but you know what's different? The narratives that's being pushed behind me. See, behind me when I was in 2014, I had a whole machine pushing narratives. So when they push narratives, whatever they say, the people say. Right. Now that the machine is not with me and they mad at me and they push other narratives.
You ever notice that Roddy Rebel was dropping more when he was first released from prison, but everything slowed up once Bobby came out? He was a casualty of war and whatever was going on between Epic and Bobby.
People try to tear us apart. Right. Like, we'll never let the industry people tear apart. Industry people try to tear us apart already. Right. Even when I was leaving, just in jail, they was trying to say, yo, we signed, like, before, just to give me the re-sign, or like, to stay signed to them. There was a whole bunch of crazy shit going on in jail. It's like, yo, we ain't taking you. We ain't told Roddy, like, we ain't taking Roddy unless Bobby stayed.
By 2022, when Bobby became independent, the public and everyone who came around for the hot look started to disappear. And that's when some of his frustrations about the music industry started to show. By this point, it was too late though. Bobby has hinted at the label issues, but can't fully tell the story due to an NDA he signed before leaving Epic.
It's a non-disclosure, like you cannot disclose the agreement. It's an agreement that says you can't talk about specific things.
Legally.
Because they don't tell us about them shits when we in the hood, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta talk for the, remember, y'all talk about the culture's from the hood. They not talking none of this shit, industry shit to us.
Rock Nation moved on because his stock fell so low, it wouldn't even be worth investing into a cold artist.
On Blackboard, these you got this like in the whole labels, like motherfucking Rock Nation, you got that thing over there wired, crazy shit. I was scared to talk when I was over there. I had to get up out of there, you know me. Shit, I'm like, because it's tripping.
To this day, Bobby Shmurda has never released an official album, so it kind of blows my mind that people had such high expectations for somebody who only had 6 months as a serious rapper. Then he had 6.5 years in prison while being stuck on a label that wouldn't even bail him out, and that same label put no support behind his post-prison run. I can't even think of a comparison of his situation. So now I ask you, do you think Bobby fumbled his return from prison, or do you understand how sometimes the business can create the play for you to fumble? With that being said, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and if you don't like this video, that's fine too. Just make sure to dislike, but subscribe. It's Round Butter.
I told my lawyer I got 40 on me. Is you trying to go to court?